It wasn't showing up on my screen. I was like, are we live? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Makeup Magpies. This is episode 8, I'm pretty sure. Yes, it is. And if you didn't notice, today we are inspired by our flowers, the garden. I was a lilac, and now we will go down to Betsy.
Okay, so I decided, Mike, hold on.
Oh,
I guess you're having technical difficulties.
We just set up a new machine and it's been a lot going on. So I did a Gerber Daisy inspired look because those are one of my favorites. So next up is Ruby.
I'm just a regular plain Jane Daisy today. Yeah, that's my look. Steven.
So I was like, okay, I went on a journey today.
I actually really like.
What?
I really like your look.
Thank you.
I do too.
I used the Blends Bunny palette, and like when we all tell you that like the Blends Bunny Blends palette is like amazing, it really is. I know Ruby was saying that it needs like a true like golden yellow, which I agree. But I used it to create.
Yeah.
I used it to create like this green purple blend kind of thing. And my initial thing was like, I just went online and like Googled spring flower, and I saw some like purples and pretty things. And then I just started doing this, and Ryan's like, oh my gosh, you look like an iris. I'm like, I don't know what that means. So he sent me these pictures. He's like, this is what you look like. So I'm going to say that this was my inspiration, but it really wasn't because I didn't even know this existed, but that's what I have, an iris. So
one of my favorite songs is Iris by the Goo Goo Dolls. So
That's such a good song.
it is such a good song.
is it based on a flower or a lady?
You don't know that song? Okay,
I
so
mean, I'm familiar with it, but
it's
I
from
don't know.
City of Angels. Remember the one where Nicolas Cage played the angel that fell from heaven so he could fall in love with Meg Ryan? I was like 14 when that came out. I cried that whole summer, I think. It was sad. So sad.
Aww. Tracy and Inara are so sweet. They said we all make the prettiest bouquet of flowers. I love
Aww.
that.
Thank you all. So before we jump in, I guess we'll say hi to people in the chat. So we've got technically Tracy. Hi, Inara. We got Tori here. Okay, Haley. I'm trying to remember. Ryan. Okay. This is trying to remember to do all this is like, and getting used to, okay, so I'm using a Mac this time. This mouse is like not at all like a regular PC mouse. So if I'm kind of all over the place, I'm sorry. This is like the second time I've used it. So
swapping between a Mac and a PC, it is tough.
You guys, I go from PC to Mac every day because of work.
Same, and I had to remember, wait, no, this is the way you scroll. This is the way you click the mouse.
I always mess up my Control-Alt-Delete, and I think I can do it on here too. And then on the PC at work, I'm always trying to hit the Command key instead of Control-C, and it's a mess. So Betsy, you're good.
Okay. Well, I just wanted people to know because it's like, there's a train coming. Anyways, it's different. So, hello, everybody.
Tracy said it's like going from an automatic to manual drive car, and that's so freaking true.
It is. And I know I can plug my other mouse into it, but this one matches because I got the, so I'm like, why do I'm like the aesthetically pleasing. I want it to match. So, okay, I guess we'll jump into it. Y'all, what do y'all want to start with? Regular, luxury, or indie?
Let's start with luxury. We've never done luxury before.
I think this was something we recently decided, right? That we were going to start doing chic profile.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me go.
We're gonna try our best to not trash too hard today.
I watch luxury makeup all the time, so this is going to be hard.
Okay, I'm going to turn my mic off while the train's coming, but I'll pull up the next image.
Okay. It's a no from me, dog. I don't know why, but the 5s and the perfume bottles in here just don't do it for me. This doesn't look like beautiful luxury embossing. It just looks like, hey, here, let's use this clip art to make some embossing. That's what it feels like to me.
It looks weird.
Yeah.
It might be like the packaging, but
that plastic thingy over top.
Yeah, maybe there's like a plastic thing over top, but it honestly looks really cheap.
I think it's more of the shape of the emboss.
I don't like this.
Those two colors are exactly the same.
Yeah, she's gonna say that they're literally the same champagne shade.
Possibly. Is that champagne? I'm not sure, but that's just no. I hate the little sponge tip applicators. If I'm going to spend that, I wish because if you're going to include something to apply it with, don't give me sponge tip applicators. At least give me like a tiny, like a baby size Chanel brush, and then I can
Also, those are the cheapest looking sponge applicators. You can get way nicer ones on Amazon.
They look pretty rough. Does anyone know how much this costs?
You can get the same ones at Sephora. They'll give you them for free.
I don't think it's out yet. It says that it might be holiday 2021, which is weird that it's like not even halfway through the year and we're already looking at it.
The thing with like luxury makeup is I want it to feel like a luxury experience because you can get the same exact formulation, product, whatever, for like a fraction of the cost. So if you're going to be spending the money on luxury, you want it to feel and look luxurious on all parts, all pieces of it. And this just doesn't feel that way.
Mm-hmm.
When you have embossing like this, it looks a little crooked, and that's not great. That's not luxurious. Like when the brushes are these little thimbles with like styrofoam on the end, like that doesn't look luxurious. That doesn't look great. That doesn't look like it's worth the money. And so that's my biggest complaint with a lot of luxury products is that it's exactly the same as I can get from the drugstore, and yet where's the money going? Why am I paying for this?
It's the name. You know what I don't really like about like getting these stupid like brushes and applicators with my like little quads or palettes? I don't want that ugly little slot there for the rest of my life because I'm not going to keep anything in there.
No, I take all the brushes and stuff that come in palettes out.
Maybe I'll like store my tears in there from spending all that money on anything that expensive. No.
Okay, next up, we've got, this is the Venus.
That's the Pat McGrath.
Yes, the Fleurs Luxe. I think I said that. I always feel weird saying the word Fleurs. It feels like I have like a lisp or something saying that because. Is
it like Fleurs?
Fleurs. It's like I'm Swedish. The Swedish chef. Fleur de fleur. So this is the Luxe Voyeuristic Vixen Quad. So it's 56 pounds. I think it was, I don't remember. I think it was, I bought it. So I'm the fool.
Review.
So that's what it looks like. That's not showing any swatches. I did watch and see it looks completely different on video than it did like in her pictures.
Somebody swatched it. I can't remember who it was. I sent it all over to y'all.
Yes.
That top it looks like it might be like a coral to orange type of duochrome.
Kinky Sweat's video on it this morning, she was talking about that shade and she was like, it's not showing up on camera, but it almost looks neon on her eyes is what she was saying. So I'm super excited for that shade.
It's a pass for me.
Yeah.
But that's just generally like Pat McGrath is a pass for me because it's just Chic Profile Official swatched it. If you wanted to, oh, there it is. Sorry. Yeah. I wasn't paying attention. I was on my phone. Pat McGrath is a pass for me. Pass McGrath.
I never pass on Pat. Sorry. Not sorry. I bought 7 blushes, the highlighter in this. So
Yeah, I don't know. I'll
So-
probably buy the blushes at some point when I can get them on like a really good sale as opposed to like the 10% off she was doing on her website. But I don't know. I'm just not like sucked into it.
It just doesn't seem like nothing about that palette, that 4 pan, feels special.
Mhm.
And even taking the price away from it, like let's say that's a $5 palette or a $50 palette or anywhere in between, nothing about those shades felt special. Nothing about those shades like spoke to me. I was like, oh my gosh, you need to have this. This is a unique shift. This is a unique formula.
oh yeah, no, this is, and I'll be completely honest. I only bought the quad because I collect them. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And I have no shame in my makeup game. And I will tell you, there's a lot of things I purchase because I collect them. Not because they really get used, but because like I have every single other Pat McGrath quad. And sometimes people, if they're watching a Pat McGrath video, they want to know if they purchased this one, is it anything different from something previous? So it does come in handy for those things as well. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, there's nothing amazing about it. I mean, even looking at Chic profile, like it on her eyes, it's pretty, but it's just a neutral little quad.
Yeah.
I wish she would have went more like, but I mean, I also can't complain because here's a thought on it as well. Every palette that she has released lately, for the most part, has been like especially pink. And it would have made sense for her to do a pink quad with the blushes, but everyone would have complained if she would have came out with a pink quad.
I feel like I would have loved to see her go more like orange tones.
Yeah, I would too. I want her to see her do some more unique colors.
I just didn't think that this is a blush collection. Release your blushes, release your highlighter. Why did you need to also create a quad and get people to give you the money for something like that when it was totally unnecessary?
You notice how Pat McGrath has better packaging than Chanel.
Yeah.
Like, Chanel could get rid of those little spongy things and try better packaging.
Was it Zach? Someone said something about, Tracy said this is what the Chanel palette could be if they ditched the cheap, crappy applicators and the clip art embossing.
Exactly. And to me, that's something about Pat McGrath, like between the packaging for the most part, not all of it, because whenever she did like the Celestial Divinity, the Mega Mothership, it was in cardboard packaging. It wasn't super luxe. The packaging for the primer was not super luxe, but almost everything else she has come out with, it looks and feels expensive. You hold a Mothership palette, whether it be a 4-pan, one of her quads, or like the big 10 pans, they're heavy, they're weighty. Just the details, like the way that the mirrors are beveled, you know what I'm talking about? It's so unique. I think this picture got deleted. That's driving me nuts.
Yeah, like I remember when everyone first got that, was it the pink highlighter? And everyone's like, this is basically a hockey puck.
Oh, yeah, that thing. Yeah. The holiday one.
Yes. Why isn't that one working? I don't know what's going on with Instagram. Let's try the NARS one. Okay, the NARS one's working. It must be something with the Suku one. But yeah, I mean, the pink pack, the hockey puck one was nice, like as far as the weight of the package, but it does look like a hockey puck. But the pink one, the one in the pink packaging, which was from the re-release of Divine Rose 2, which I own that one as well. That's the highlighter I'm wearing today. That packaging in that metallic pink doesn't feel as luxe as though as her normal packaging, to be honest. Okay, so up next, this is the Orgasm on the Beach Summer 2021 collection from NARS.
NARS needs to let the orgasm go.
Yeah. Well,
I like the like peachy shade and the really hot pink shade and the kind of terracotta shade in the top right, but the 3 other ones I'm just like, why?
Hold on a sec.
Is this supposed to be, oh, this is a blush palette?
I also kind of like how it's sketched. Like it's a lot better etched out than the Chanel.
I do really like the embossing. It's very satisfying. I just wish that the bottom embossing would fit into the top one as well. Like they have like the lines that match up really nicely on the bottom. It reminds me of this game that I play. It's like this board game where you have your pieces and you have to like make the roads and like, I don't know.
I think
Anyhow.
the bottom row is just NARS upside down.
Yeah.
Mm.
So this is this is the exposed palette. I'm not sure which year it's from, but like the coral is a repeat. A lot of these shades
The same.
between these two, I mean, I have those shades.
Mm-hmm.
And the problem with NARS, I don't know what it is, but like I can sit here and dig it. Like I have to dig in to get any type of pigment, like for it to show. It's weird. Like if I barely touch it, you don't really see anything. You have to like dig into it. And I don't mind, like I don't want an overly pigmented blush, but I also don't want to have to sit there and try to dig into a palette and, you know, spend 20 minutes to get the shade of blush I want to on my cheeks.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of times too with NARS is their blushes hit hard pan a lot. I don't know if I'm the only person who's noticed that, but it's like they want to, like, especially you can see it like on some of these, like, you can actually see it on there where it is hard pan on some of those shades because I don't know, it's something about their formula. So I won't buy any more blushes from NARS.
I've only tried the original Orgasm from NARS. I got it in a sample from them and I wasn't happy with it. The only product I really like from NARS that I've tried is their creamy concealer. And even that recently has been giving me trouble. So I'm like, I don't know. Like, is NARS even relevant anymore? Can we like all just put NARS to bed?
I think NARS is good with like complexion products. Like I used my NARS foundation today. I've been loving this one lately. It's a little bit deeper, I think, in color for me right now, but I don't know. I just feel like there's something about like their powder products that I just don't care for. I did, however, buy their new cream bronzer, so I'll let you guys know.
I've heard good things about the cream bronzer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next up are Chanel lipsticks. These were, I don't know. I see, like I've stayed away from Chanel for the most part because I feel like like looking at Chanel's packaging compared to a lot of luxury brands, it feels very Revlon, very drugstore. Like even these lipstick packaging, other than the Chanel logo on the top, that doesn't look like something you could go buy at your local Walmart or Walgreens.
It reminds me of those lipsticks L'Oreal came with. They were in a gold tube, but when they rolled up like that. Mm-hmm. Do you remember those? They were like, I don't know, all the rage on YouTube and people were loving those. And I remember back when I used to watch like Makeup by Tiffany D and all these other people, that's what everybody would like rave about was those lipsticks. And they look exactly like this without the Chanel logo.
Yep.
Well, it's possible that like those other companies like the Revlons and the L'Oreals, they're emulating Chanel. So it's possible that it's like they're both inspiring each other on some level.
Well, it's kind of like, okay, so again, to bring back like a Gucci. This is a balm from Gucci. But the packaging, even down to like the barrel and everything, is very distinctive. Mm-hmm. This is YSL balm Nadia got me for Christmas. Again, you see it looks much nicer and it's very distinct that it is YSL. I don't know.
Yeah. Tori's saying that she could find something similar at the dollar store, and I agree completely. Like this looks like the lipstick that I used when I was in high school doing theater. Like this is like the kind of lipstick that I used when I was doing my musicals. And I guess like to your point, Betsy, about like having like this very like distinct packaging, like you would think that a company like Chanel would be able to find a packaging that no one else is going to be able to purchase, right? Mm-hmm. And it just feels very stock.
It looks very private label packaging that you can just get and throw a product into. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, again, like this is a shadow stick from Chanel. It
looks like the one I have from NARS.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing about this that screams special. And honestly, and this might sound weird, I hate all of the information about the eyeliner being on the tube, like, because that's not, you don't get like the 18-month and like all that on a Tom Ford or even Marc Jacobs. I mean, you do, but it's in a separate area, not with the look. Like, I don't know. It just perturbs me. I'm very.
You get it on like the Charlotte Tilbury, but even then you can't like see it. Like it's right there.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not as, it's just very clustered on the Chanel packaging. And I think I wonder if it's because they also have the shade on the pencil and not on the end.
It could also be in like multiple languages. Who knows?
Well, and those aren't, those look.
Gold is pretty.
It looks like my ColourPop one. I have color.
That blue one looked like it had trouble getting on there.
Yeah, it just looked like it had trouble.
So does the green and the maroon. Okay, thank you. Next, Chanel still hasn't done anything to light my fire. This is the Givenchy loose powder blushes in 1 and 2. So this I wouldn't buy because there's 4 different colors, but how do you get an individual shade out? Or is it 2? This one's 4 and the other one I think is 2.
You don't. You just
That's
accept
one of the
it.
things that like bothers me so much. I'm like, what kind of stupid ass packaging is this? And they keep doing it. They've been doing this for years now, and it's dumb.
Yeah.
So me being like a lover of blush, loose blush is not something I've explored. This product does make me curious, but I don't want to spend that much on it.
Well, and at least the packaging on this looks luxe. Like,
I mean, the bottom one, that's like no go. I feel like that's just going to be like Barbie pink on the cheeks. I can't tell.
This coral, that's pretty.
That top one is pretty, but it's like still, what is it going to look like? And is it going to look the same on both cheeks?
You know, something's luxurious when you need like a guide in order to how to use it.
It's like when those Dior bronzers came out, we were like, what are these?
Okay, so this is Suku Summer 2021. Again, this packaging feels luxe at least. It's a no for me. I mean, like I have a few luxury quads. Like I've got some Tom Ford, I've got some Charlotte Tilbury, I've got Givenchy and stuff. But it's not stuff that I reach for because it's kind of basic. Even if it's a pretty colors, I get better payoff from Indie.
Yeah, I don't really care for these. Zach said that that's the best thing Givenchy has ever released. I might have to try it.
The blush?
Yeah, maybe.
Rupi, you are the sacrifice to try it.
What you could probably do is like, because it looked like there was like almost like little walls in between each shade, and you could probably put the lid on there and kind of like shake it to where it comes out, but just into that area because the little wall things, it's probably a seal on the top, and then open it, and they may have that loose powder on the inside. On that part.
Right. I'll be the guinea pig. I sacrifice myself.
Zach, if you have that product, Zach, we need you to like film a quick demo on IG and tag all of us in it. That would be lovely.
Show us how to do it. You gotta give us a tutorial.
Rupi's volunteering as tribute. So.
Can we switch over to Indie because I'm bored with luxury?
I am too. Okay.
I was like, I can't do this anymore. Oh God.
It's lethal.
I know, but most okay. I will say I like the one with the yellow and the blue and the green, and the other 2 are boring.
Actually, I like all 3 of them. I mean, the color story behind like the purpley mauvey one isn't bad because a lot of people don't go for brights like we do. I mean, that's just not normal.
People don't want to look like a flower.
No, I mean, even though I love it and we all love color, not everybody does. And see, to me, like both of the other 2 palettes, other than the yellow palette, are more wearable color, I guess is the best way to put it.
Those are 26 euros, which is 38.19 Canadian.
They're expensive.
$40. What?
That is very expensive, but I think you can buy a bundle of 3 of them. I think I got a lethal email to be able to purchase all 3 for like $77.
But I
wasn't able to find it. But the thing also with lethal is like if you're buying directly from them, like the free shipping threshold is like $150 US. It's insane to get free shipping, and their shipping is expensive. I think it's like $20, $25 to ship from them.
these ones, though, I don't find were expensive for what they are compared to this.
Those were much more affordable. Those were like $48 USD.
Yeah.
I think part of it too is even whenever you're going to smaller palettes, they're still magnetic palettes. So they're like making it a little bit bigger and adding a little more shades doesn't add as much cost to it as the initial, like probably palette design, if I had to guess. The shimmers, though, do, at least from what I can see on here, the shimmers, where's my mouse? There's my mouse. Look better than what most lethal shimmers do.
Those have been built up a lot.
Probably.
Their shimmers, they take a lot of building for sure.
They're just not my favorite formula. I prefer, but I have heard really good things about these. They're gel eyeliner thingies. I've heard really good things about these.
Yeah.
I'm pointing at it like y'all can see me. But
the issue I have with lethal,
there's a one swipe.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty.
It's pretty, but I feel like I definitely have a lot better shimmer formula in my collection. Their mattes, however, beautiful.
I love their mattes.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's like their shimmers just don't. For the price you pay for the shimmers, they're not for me.
Mm-hmm.
I've tried a bunch of different lethal at this point, and when it comes to it, it's like I'm more attracted to the aesthetic of lethal.
Yeah.
But when I get it, also an issue is like I don't feel that their eyeshadows are true to pan. Like the colors in the pan don't seem to come off on the eyes the same way. And also their photography and the colors you see on their website are absolutely not accurate. Like
No.
I put together a dream palette online. I was so excited for it. I thought this was gonna be like the perfect palette for me. Like my spring palette that I built. I get it in and I'm like, these are not the colors I picked. They look so different. And so I'm like, that to me is an issue. I would love lethal to be in stores somewhere so I could go and look at it in person, but I don't think that's ever going to happen.
And do a pop-up shop.
I think the issue with their shimmers are they're very non-dimensional. They look very flat.
Mm-hmm.
Like Natasha Denona.
I was just going to say kind of like her Zendo palette.
Hashtag Zen don't.
Yes.
Zach, don't come for me. Zach, don't come for me.
Did Zach like it?
Zach loves Natasha, I think.
No, but that palette.
Well, I love Natasha, but that palette wasn't great. And I've spent a ton of money on Natasha, but that palette just wasn't it. Now, the mattes weren't atrocious. It's just, I wish it would have been more special because she has done more special shimmers. And that to me, that's part of it, especially if you're a person who goes and buys like from specific brands because you love the brands, like how I do with Pat McGrath. I do it with Natasha. I do it with a lot of brands. Melt. I will buy everything that Melt comes out with. So if you're going to keep coming out with stuff because you've got those diehard loyalists, bring something special to the table.
Yeah.
Don't revert back to crap. And that was the thing with the Zendo palette, because those shimmers just weren't like she's done. Like the shimmers in Metropolis, the shimmers, I mean, pretty much all of her shimmers except for Trio Chrome. But like, I think the problem more with Trio Chrome was that she used gray base, it seems like, instead of a black base. That's why they weren't like as poppy as we've seen from like Cleona and Davina. But that's my personal opinion. But I guess it's wearable for more people, but it wasn't it.
Yeah.
Next up, what is this?
Oh my gosh.
That CXC beauty brand.
These are bronzers?
Yes.
I thought these were shadows.
No.
Why are they green?
They're actually not. I think this is just a really bad photo and really bad lighting.
It is, because if you look on the company's website or the company's Instagram page, there's much better representation of the colors.
Let's close out of this and see if we can see it.
And it's a small brand too. Looks like they're very new. It also looks like it's potentially owned by like a queer person.
Mm-hmm. Christian Call. I didn't remember their name.
Okay.
He's beautiful. I'll buy whatever he's selling me.
If you go up, I wonder if they have a highlight reel thing. Oh no, that's unboxing. Maybe they have something on their story. They did have like live swatches on their stories. They were really nice shades. A lot of those ones that look really green.
Oh, that's cool. It's a bubble tea drink.
He's dancing.
He's quiet on the makeup. She's like, ooh, bubble tea drink.
Okay, so yeah, I'm not sure. I want to see someone use them.
I want to see swatches too, because they looked green to me as well.
Yeah.
I would
Like
try
this
that.
shade looks like a dirty teal.
Yeah, it's not. It's a very like cool tone, dark brown. I did send the swatches in our like Magpies group, but you might have missed them and it's probably gone now because it's only 24 hours that they stay up. So that's kind of annoying. I wish I recorded them. So
If I tried one, I'd probably try like the top, very top. Look at the pail. The second one to the right, I'd probably try that one.
Yeah, Tracy, that's what I was also thinking too, that they are meant for olive skin tones as well. Yeah.
I have an olive skin tone, and if I put green on my skin, it looks green. I mean,
yeah, but I don't think they're straight up green though. They look.
I know.
Not.
They just don't look like they don't look like bronzers to me because they don't look warm. They look like contours.
Yeah.
Almost every shade looks like a contour versus an actual bronzer.
Because contour is supposed to be like a shadow, like a cool tone shadow kind of thing from your complexion. And so I can see someone with like deeper skin getting some really good contour out of this potentially.
I really wish they had a better photo posted because I know that they don't look like this and it's bugging me. That's all you guys see.
Yeah.
I hope that they come out with some more pictures.
We'll have some information next time. It looks like they launched on the 28th.
I do also want to say one cool thing about that brand is they have these, I don't know if they're 12 pan palettes or whatever. Let's just say they're 12 pans. And say you run out of a shade and it's your favorite shade and you want that shade again. A lot of people I know will rebuy a whole palette just for one shade. Well, they give you the option where you can just buy that shade and pop it in the magnetic pan. I was like, genius.
Yeah, just like my Killer Queen one that I can pop out.
Oh, those are really pretty. I like those a lot.
Yeah. They had some really cute color stories.
This is like the brand's actual website. They're cute. I don't like that. I don't like there's a mixture of like some squares or no, that's just they're empty, I guess. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, that's
design your own palette.
I think.
So these must be like a magnetized palette that they have and they are putting stuff in for us.
Oh, okay. That's nice.
Cool. I really like the Palomino Paradise palette. That's really pretty.
They don't have a Leo.
Cute. Hey, Sherry. Hey, Kelly. Hey, Tam.
Okay. Back to here. Okay, so next up, so that brand seemed interesting. I want to see more before I decide, and I want to see some good reviews. I have been really, especially after the whole Killer Queen debacle, really iffy about brands that I don't see anybody else buy from. So next up, this is Midas Cosmetics and the Basic B. It's the Perception palette. I did order this because Karen from Karen Harris was telling me that this new shimmer formula is amazing. So I was like, I want to try it.
I'm curious how similar this shimmer formula is going to be to the It's Belle and all those other palettes because it seems to be that whole vibe. Also, Quantum.
Quantum.
We were having a good time with Quantum the other day. It's like
right center in the palette. Like it's right there.
I made a comment on their page and I said, okay, I'll be the dick and point out that you misspelled quantum, LOL, with like that emoji. And their response was,
can you make that face again?
The response was, it's for good luck. And I was like, okay, they're taking it on the shoulder. They're taking a good hit with that. But
yeah. Well, I guess they probably think it's good luck because the Smoky Glow one did really well, and it had I think the word colleague was like Coligue or something.
Yeah, that was misspelled. Here's the thing I had about that palette was that it just felt like a very jumbly rainbow palette,
Yeah.
heavily leaning towards reds and pinks. So it's not something that interests me. Psych looks like a beautiful shimmer. So does Quantum. But honestly, like I can't be buying a palette just for like 2 colors that I may use. So it's a pass for me.
I really loved the look of this palette until I saw the swatches. I don't know what it is, but that whole like the white, purple, blue, red, neon yellow, blue, and green together just looked so off-putting. And I'm like,
It feels very like primary school crayon box.
Yeah, I can't.
It does.
So
we'll see. I'll let you know what I think whenever I get it. I like Midas, and I was excited to try a better shimmer formula from them. So we'll see, and I'll be able to tell you if it's like Adept and Its Spell and Alien and all those brands.
Yeah.
Next up is the Red Velvet Cupcake palette from Glamlight. I ordered this too.
you ordered that one?
I love Glamlight.
Did y'all get the oven box? Is that what you're going to get it in?
Yes, I actually ordered 2, one for a giveaway because it's only $25 and I had a coupon code. So I was like, I'll do it because red velvet is actually my favorite kind of cake. Red velvet with cream cheese icing. So I was like, I have to have this.
So Amy Loves did a video on this and she's like, where's the red? It looked more like, I guess, a strawberry shortcake.
So like in person, it looks more pink, she said?
Yeah, it's definitely more pink. There's nothing like red about it to make it feel red velvet. I don't know. It does look more pink to me though, looking at it here too.
Well, and the thing with red velvet cake, it actually is like almost a black red or like a, so it's this shimmer. Red. Yes. So this shimmer right here, if you actually look at that color and then look at the picture of the cake here, that looks like it.
That's the only red velvet shade.
Yes.
Yeah.
But velvet, like the actual way that you make velvet, you can make velvet cake in almost any color. I made blue velvet one day. Tastes the same, just it was bright blue.
I have, hold on, I'll be right back.
So.
Bringing back cupcakes for us all. Did you bring cupcakes?
Did you bring food?
I was just going to say, I have this palette from Glamlight. This is the only thing I have from Glamlight, and I really like this palette. These shimmers are amazing. If I could do this correctly, these shimmers are really amazing, specifically this one, this white one, because it almost layers perfectly on top of any eyeshadow that you used. Like yesterday I used it, and it looked orangey, bronzy colored on like my orange eyeshadow. I used it today on my inner corner, and it looks kind of green. Like it's seriously such a weird shimmer. I love it so much. So if the red velvet shimmers are anything like those in this palette, I think it's a stunning palette and totally worth $25.
Yeah.
Plus you get a coupon code.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's part of I was like, for $25, it doesn't have to be my favorite for $25. Yeah. To me, again, because of just the packaging on it alone, because it has that cute little red velvet cupcake that has the shaky like sprinkles in it. I was like, I want this. I'm going to set it up to look pretty. Like, I don't care if I use it.
Oh, Nadia.
That's my ice cream dream one. It's got the same kind of thing.
I want that one. I feel like right now I'm just not into wanting more monochromatic palettes because I feel like that's kind of just been the whole palette game for the last couple of years, especially with ColourPop and Huda doing all those like little 9-pan color palettes. I just feel like I want some fun color story, something that I can look at and be inspired by.
I agree with you. And like the color story I want is not rainbow.
No.
Like when people hear, they either do monochromatic or they do like pure rainbow, like this. Like I don't want every single color. I want you, the makeup company, to be an artist and design something that is beautiful and inspiring and themed. Give me a good theme.
Yeah. I think part of the problem though is especially by this point, I can't think of a color story that's unique. whether it be a rainbow, whether it be monochromatic, everything has been done a million times over. I mean, and and at this point, especially if a brand's been doing business for long enough, that you start to even dupe yourself because exactly. I think the only way you're going to get anything really new or innovative from brands is if it is different textures.
Mm-hmm.
Just my thought.
I'm like, do I have something I can use as an example? But it's like, I don't know. Now that I think about it, you know what? Here, I will say this palette was probably one of my favorite color stories. I'm going to show y'all because
I just dropped like a bunch, but this one.
What is that?
This is
Prism.
the ABH Prism palette. I could look at this and be like, wow, like this, like I could pair like this neon yellow with like the purple. And it's just like, there's so many colors in here that I wouldn't think to put together that I think would look beautiful. Like absolutely stunning. Like it looks really washed out on here because of my soft boxes, but it's so fun. And they used to come out with really fun palettes until I don't know what happened.
ABH hasn't come out with a palette like that in that form factor in a very long time in makeup standards.
It's been a while.
The last one that they came out with that was like that was the Carly Bible, because before that, or no, it was the Amorisi, the second Amorisi, the one with the pink packaging that had 2 extra shades. But the last eyeshadow palette they came out with was the Norvina Volume 4.
Or was it the mini glam? They came out with like the mini soft glam, right?
That was at Christmas time. I think that Norvina 4 was the newest but I could be wrong.
But I wouldn't count the mini soft glam as a new palette because they just curated smaller amount of the shades from the bigger one into a small little one. It wasn't new shades. So, yeah.
Okay, this is something people are excited about because people think that they may re-release Muerte and Vida. So this was from Art de Gustavo. Yesterday was the 8-year anniversary of Melt Cosmetics. I want to take a moment to say congratulations to the entire team at Melt on such an amazing accomplishment. I am incredibly proud and honored to work with y'all. Thank you to Laura Arliano and Dana Bomar for trusting my art on your product. It truly means a lot. The palette and box was from our Dia de los Muertos collaboration back in 2019. P.S. We have some new in the works. And then it's #melt, #vida, #muerte, and #Dia de los Muertos. So I know a lot of people want Muerte,
It's not going to be Muerte. I know they're not going to bring it back. They're pretty, I feel like, set on their when it's limited edition, it's limited edition. And I have a lot of respect for Melt in that. And I don't want them to bring it back because I don't want them to break that.
Maybe they're going to do something that is another Dia de los Muertos collection.
I feel like it's going to be this whole vibe, but something different. And I'm excited. I'm really excited.
Just kind of like a newer, updated version.
I would love something with like reds and blues and oranges and just like,
I don't care what it is. I will be buying it.
We already know that.
I'm just proud of you, Rupi. Like, back in like Black Friday time when we were like really going crazy on makeup, you're like, I just want Muerte. I just want Muerte. And now, 6 months later, you're like, you know what? I think I'm over Muerte.
Yeah, it's at the point where I'm like, I know that I can get that vibe from the singles that I have in my collection. I don't need that exact palette. I mean, I would love it, but I don't need it.
I'm happy I have it in my collection.
If you ever decide to get rid of it, please put me down on your will.
I already told Jeremy, I said I want to be buried with all my makeup.
So like looking at this picture, I know we already talked about this palette, but I think this is what Rupi, you and I were kind of talking about when we were saying like we love the vibes of it because like the outer packaging, these photos look way more interesting than the actual product pictures because
celestial.
They definitely have like a filter, like they put like a blue, purple light on these and it looks amazing and so unique.
And then you look at it in like natural light and you're like, oh.
Primary colors.
Yeah.
Do you ever hear about the phrase, like, to look better in the dark?
Huh?
Like when you're having sexy time. We're gonna revive our mascara conversation.
Oh my god, I was just thinking about that too.
Okay.
Mascaras are like underwear. That was a Betsy spiel that started.
Yes. Okay, so this is Adept Coding, and it releases Saturday, May 29th at 12 p.m. MST. So I don't know what that is CST,
Mountain
but I will.
Standard. I think it's the same time, unless there's like.
It may be like an hour
savings.
between. It may be like, so since it's like 12 for rupee, it may be 1, and then for Mountain Standard Time. You see what I'm saying? It may be an hour between us and.
So right now, it's
I love this.
1:46 in MST, but my time is 12:46. So
it's right in between.
Yeah.
I am excited for this. I will be purchasing this. I love everything about it.
I'm excited about this one. It's very grungy, and I love the vibe of it. This is what I mean. Like, give me. I know there's only 2 mattes in here, but like, give me a color story like this. I could do so much with this palette.
And as I said, I think that, like, for me, I know I'm attracted to it because I see those shinies and I'm like, look at those textures.
Yeah.
I think that the colors aren't super unique in the grand scheme of things, but because the textures and the layering of the colors that are in there to make that texture, because these are a little bit more multi-chromish. Like, even because I watched Heather Austin's video over this, and like this ACI 32, it looks kind of bland there, but whenever it's actually on, it's like a multi-chrome. So
her eyes, it looked amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm looking at this color story, the way it's laid out, and we talk about, like, you know, how do you do another color story? It's all the same kind of a thing. But like, sometimes you want that color story in a different formula, like we're saying, like, so like specifically from Adept, like this is a really cool thing coming from them. And like, I'm just like covering up, like that I'm covering up certain colors to try to see like how I pair them together. And like, I just really enjoy the color, the looks you can get with something like this. I'm really vibing with it. I do not like that bright pink. And I will say, like, the issue I have with this palette is the fact that she is allowing people to swap out the matte shades for a shimmer shade, but she's relying on people to type out like a shade code, like ACI yada yada, in the little notes section, when we all know that these palettes are going to sell out in like 2 minutes. And so you have to like have that ready to go to paste in to your notes section and get it ordered with, like, I don't know.
Here's my thing with that. If you're putting it in the notes thing, how are they going to keep track? What if like everybody picks it to replace with like the same shade and they run out?
Yeah, the inventory. And her response to that, because people did ask, her response was, "Oh, we're not that popular, don't worry."
Yeah, I don't like that response. I'm buying this palette as is because I like the hot pink and I like the teal. I don't care for 2 more shimmers. I'm fine. I just want this color story.
Yep. I'm fine with it how it is. And I like the hot pink. So I like hot pink.
I hate it. So I don't want the pink. So I will wait until like another time if I'm even going to get this. But I don't even have my first 2 palettes from them. So when I commented, I was like, "Hey, is this limited edition? I don't have my other ones yet." And her direct response was, "Don't buy this one."
Yeah. I was DMing with the owner of Adept at one point, and I was asking her about, I think, the Plain Jane or something. I can't remember. She went and looked at my profile. She comes back and DMs me, and she's like, "Oh, I saw that you have the Glaminatrix U Beauty palette. You don't need to buy my palettes." And I was like, "Do you want my money or not?" Like, I was really confused. I was like, "Why is she telling me not to buy it?" It was really weird. But yeah, I think she really underestimates her brand. I don't think she realizes how much people are into this.
She's also kind of like shady towards people at times. Like, she did like this live Q&A kind of a thing. Well, not live, but like she had people write in with like the question box on Instagram. And some of her responses were very I don't know. They seemed like she was like tired or annoyed or irritable, or she just wasn't being like very like thoughtful with things she was saying. So I'm not writing her off. She's allowed to speak however she wants to people, and people can choose whether or not they want to support her.
Guys, I'm tired of Shady. I'm done with Shady.
Oh yeah, if
So-
you've seen Betsy's Killer Queen video, make sure you watch it.
So one thing I will say about this is, and one thing that I think of because of the way that she's responded to things is maybe she's neurotypical. Maybe she's autistic. You don't know. And not because this is something that has always bothered me. It's like when people come into the store and they expect Caden to act a certain way because he looks normal. Well, he's autistic. He's got Asperger's. He sounds like a robot. There's no inflection in his voice. And he is very blunt with what he says. Is he rude? No. Some people think he is because of how he speaks. So for stuff like this, to me, that might be more of what it is than anything else.
And I will say I've had a few conversations with her. It's not just like, oh, one time I talked to her in DMs. No, I've talked to her a couple times about like a lot of different things. She's just very blunt. She's straight to the point. She's very blunt. She doesn't kind of, sweet, like sugarcoat things and like make it all this fancy little blurb. It's all just you ask her something, here's the answer. You ask her something, here's the answer. You know what? I'm fine with that. I have no issues with that. And I've kind of just learned that's how she communicates. And there might be some reason that she communicates that way. And I just got to handle it. If you don't like it, you don't have to.
You're absolutely right with that, Ruby. Like, I guess I spend, my 9-to-5 job is library marketing, and we have a very specific voice we use, which is very friendly, very kind of like cheerleader voice. Everything's very bubbly, welcoming, inviting. Like, we're so excited that you're here, blah, blah, blah. And you see that a lot in the way brands speak to customers on social media.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a choice that those companies make. And she's choosing to be direct. And there's something good about that in some ways, where she's not going to lie to us and not going to sugarcoat things. But I'm excited when I get my palettes eventually. I really want to use them. They look beautiful. So that's what I'll say.
Yeah, I think you'll love it when they come in. And as I said, that's part of the thing that, especially being a mom to a kid like that I've started to realize that you've got to, just because someone speaks differently than what you expect for them to, doesn't mean that that's what they're, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So step back and take a breath. And she does a beautiful job. She keeps up with actually getting orders out. So here's the thing about it. If she comes across as being a little rude, she on pre-orders, every single time I've pre-ordered from her, which is both of the palettes, they've come before she said that they were. They came in excellent condition. I have had great customer service from her. So no matter if she's blunt or not, I'm going to keep purchasing. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, I think we have created this space. I don't know if this is an American thing or if it's like a Western thing, but like we've created this space where we're expecting a certain type of person and vibe from like customer service. Tracy made a comment about like, that's the same kind of voice you use for customer service, telemarketing. And she says phone sex. I can't speak to the phone sex part of it, but definitely like the customer service aspect of it, like definitely like we have created a space where only a like neurotypical person is acceptable. Well, only a extrovert is acceptable. It's always like, how are the introverts going to fit in? How are the people who are autistic going to fit in? And it's like, how about we just create a space where like brands are allowed to speak to us differently, So I'm glad you brought that up, Betsy. I really am, because I feel like you've helped me like maybe have a bigger perspective on this.
I mean, it's different if someone's being an outright jerk.
For sure.
That's different. But I don't think that she's like that. I really don't. From my conversations with her, I don't think she's, by any means like a jerk.
So next up is, again, we already talked about that.
Aura light.
And that. Alamar Cosmetics. This is the Besitos de Perla liquid lip balm.
That's $15 each.
Liquid lip balms. Interesting. So not
Isn't that a gloss?
I have a liquid lip balm. I have the
Oh,
one
is that
from
one that you wear?
Yeah, the one that Kelly Rettenberger had recommended from Keep Beauty Real. She was like, "This is amazing. This is awesome. It's from Catrice. It's the Powerful 5. It's amazing. I love it. It smells like green tea and ginseng." I don't know what this is though. This looks really glittery. I don't want glitter in my balm.
It looks shimmery to me, not glittery though.
Oh yeah, same difference. Yeah.
It looks like a lip gloss.
I like this kind of like a glimmer. I want to call it glimmer, not shimmer or glitter. It's a glimmer. I like that kind of gloss, but I don't know that I need more gloss.
But that bottom right ruby would look amazing for
I know. I'm just like,
how do you say that? Tesoro?
Tesoro, maybe? I don't know.
I'm guessing it's like Spanish.
Yes, because Alamar, she's Cuban.
Okay.
And
The girl
Corazon, I don't know. I can't remember what it is, but
Heart.
Yeah, there you go.
So Luna's the moon, Corazone's heart, Serenita, I'm not sure, or Tesoro, I'm not sure. But I do know that the owner of Alamar Cosmetics is supposed to be like, she was like best friends with Kathleen Lights. They're both Cuban and from the Miami area. So these are pretty. I don't see why it's called a liquid balm. It looks like a gloss. Especially,
I wonder if it feels more like a lip oil, where they're not sticky. It's more like slick.
I don't know. It looks thick. I could be wrong, but I mean, to me, even if it's more slick, like the Lunar Beauty lip glosses, theirs are still lip glosses.
Yeah. The lip balm that I have, the liquid lip balm, I think the difference between that and a gloss is it's more milky. So I would compare the liquid lip balm I have to if you have any of the milky lip jellies from Tower 28. Those are pretty comparable. Mm-hmm. Also, okay. Tori says that Tesoro is treasure.
Oh, I like that.
Oh, okay. Awesome. That is good to know. Yes, and she did work for, I see someone commented, Miss Unnecessary, that she worked for BoxyCharm. She did. That's why her product started there. Oh, yeah. I love this palette. Okay, I have this. This is already out. This is the Lowest Cosmetics Meet Me in the Underworld palette. This retails for $28.99 British pounds. I think it was like $40 in US dollars. And then with shipping, I think I paid like about $55 US dollars. This palette is so good. It really is.
It looks really beautiful.
If you're looking for that color story. But when I got it in person, the one thing I did notice that is if you cover up like the greeny side, this is a lot of modern Renaissance. It is almost identical to modern Renaissance when you get it in person. The colors are like Snakebite is close to, I think it's Love Letter. And I think Tragic Love is close to Venetian Red. So, I mean, like, there's a lot of overlap, but modern Renaissance doesn't have the greens, which I love a good green. So,
but yeah, I have that one right here because I was pulling out my ABH palettes. That's basically what it looks like.
Can you still buy modern Renaissance?
Yes.
So,
it's permanent.
Prism was limited edition. So Prism you can't buy. This one.
I think Prism was holiday 2018. Was it 2018 or 2017? I have it still.
I think it was 2018.
So.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was 2018. It was after Subculture. That was the third one they released.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So, but this is a beautiful, beautiful palette, and the artwork is stunning. It performs great. So if you're interested in a color story like this, I will say it is a great palette.
Betsy, are there overlaps within the palette though? Like it looks like there's a few that might be like similar shadows, like the Woodland and Nymph. Do they swatch differently? Because in that one swatches they look similar.
See how Woodland is much more dirty looking, and Nymph. Okay, so Woodland to me is more of like a true army green, and Nymph is almost like a sagey green.
Okay.
So
is Underworld black?
That is a real black, and it is a good black.
Okay.
So you can kind of see it a little bit. So see, there's Nymph on and woodland. See how they're definitely different tones, but they work beautifully together. But I mean, they're close, and you put them on your eyeballs. You know, when you're working with a space that's this big, you're going to get some color. Like, you can dupe yourself. But I do think that they're both pretty and unique. But if you do like an all green look, they're going to blend together, and it's not going to stand out that they're different, if that makes sense. So next up, Makeup Geek. This is, what is this? Angled stippling brush and rose quartz skin brilliant facial elixir.
So what is that? Is it like a primer?
I think it's like, I don't have it handy, but remember those Glow Recipe? It's the niacinamide dewdrops that you can wear under makeup. It's like a skincare primer type of product you can use. I think that's what this is. But like, why?
I don't know. That seems like such an odd product, since they're kind of doing some rebranding kind of stuff. It's like, because they don't have a foundation. So it's like a foundation brush.
Yeah. Can I
go ahead.
Not a brand that appeals to me in any way. I look at it and I'm like, okay.
Makeup Geek is kind of, they always feel very boring and very like QVC makeup.
Like, I would rather go by MAC.
I own nothing from Makeup Geek because, like, as I said, I'm not super big into singles. Now, I know that people love their mattes and some of their shimmers, but I've seen enough people use it where I'm like, okay, these to me aren't super special. And I don't know, like, even though they sell it at Target, I'll look at it and I'm like, I haven't bought it because it's just not interesting enough. Maybe
I have a few singles and I never reach for them.
Well, then that should tell you something, that it's not your favorite formula for sure.
Thank God I didn't spend my money on those, though. They were
the whole matrix system. And that was expensive. And I get the idea behind it. But to me, also, their color story isn't complete enough for the matrix system to be the end all be all. Like, you don't need to buy another eyeshadow palette because you could.
There's so many colors that they're missing. And I'm just like, okay, this is
not. What is it? For what it is, it's really expensive when you could buy something like the blends palette, and right there you have like a system, a matrix system in the blends palette that you can use to create any color, really. Like, you can blend those shades so well to create your own custom colors.
Yep.
So Zach says, I have also lost a lot of respect for Marlena as she's gone about the issues with the brand.
I'm not familiar with any issues with the brand.
Probably how she's called out like different influencers, and she's been. Well, part of it is like being a brand owner. Okay, because I own a small business and stuff like that. Like, if you're having different things, you're allowed to talk about it, but specifically calling out influencers for wanting to be paid for their work. And I don't care if it's $60,000 or not. People are like, well, that's a lot of money. In the grand scheme of things, for what brands spend on marketing to shoot a commercial. And that's what these influencers are doing. And I don't care who it is. And they have the customer base that if they put this video out there, you're going to make that back probably tenfold. Then quiet your mouth and deal with it, because you're not paying for advertising any other way. I mean, you pick and choose how you want to advertise. If you don't like someone else doing it, then you do it yourself.
Yeah. And I feel like a lot of the people that would charge a rate like $60,000, you also have to consider they probably have people editing for them that they've got to pay, right? They've got a studio team that helps them film the whole production. There's a whole lot of back end stuff that will go into it for them to, produce that video or whatever it is. And this is like something I feel like I've really been talking about lately, even with you guys, where, people feel like influencers or content creators shouldn't be paid for content if they're being sent free product. But it's like, free product doesn't compensate someone for their work. If you're sending free product to someone for, reviewing at their own discretion, fine, because they have that choice to make. If they want to film with it, they can. If they don't, they don't. But I don't know. It's just this whole thing. And I feel like Marlena really trashed on it in bad light. But also there were, you know, the larger influencers that were involved that people also didn't really like. So it really set a weird tone, I feel like, for the beauty community. I don't know.
Well, it does, but also what people need to realize is, you know, even if you're a small, like a micro influencer, like all of us are, just to do this, it costs a lot of money, a lot of money. Now, do I expect to make it all back? No, but between equipment, cameras, you know, those things still have to be updated, lighting, computers, software, product to actually review, because let's face it, most people don't, like, if you're in the beauty space, unless you're doing new stuff, you're not getting views for the most part. People don't want to watch over older stuff. So there's a lot of different aspects to it. And it, like, for me, I don't want to make $1 million off of doing this. I love playing with makeup. I love filming and talking about stuff on camera. But on the same hand, if a brand comes to me and it's like, hey, can you shoot a video for me? I'm not going to do it for free, because typically if you're doing like sponsored content, because I have a bigger channel for my business aspect, and they want you to film it. A lot of times they want you to say certain things. And if you say there's something else they wanted edited out, you have to email it to them. You have to have it posted within a certain amount of time. Like, there's so much actually involved in it that it's like, why am I doing this again?
I'm still learning all this stuff.
Yeah, I did content for Glamnetic, and it was very stressful because I should have said no, but I was like really caught up in like the
I was
really excited about the magnetic lashes. I was really excited that a company wanted to send me some. Sorry, what?
They gave me a coupon the other day.
Oh yeah,
but they're expensive.
I have a discount code if anyone wants to use it. It's Steven15, but I mean, I don't know. I got the lashes in the mail like a Friday afternoon, and I was at work. And then Fridays I go right to Ryan's, and then I spend the weekend at Ryan's, and like I get back to home like Monday, usually like after work. So I didn't get actually hands on the lashes until like Monday afternoon, like Monday evening actually. And they're like, hey, just to let you know, just based on our, you know, agreement, you have until Friday to get this up. So I had like Monday night through like Thursday evening to figure out how to do liner and to figure out how to do lashes, and all this, like the time it took me to practice and get this stuff up was well beyond the cost of them sending me the lashes and like the liner. And I'm like, I don't think I'll ever do that again. Like, I do get PR from Nomad, but that's different because they don't expect me to post anything. And Glamnetic was like, here's the PDF, here's the list of all the things we need. Like, it was very detailed. I felt like I was doing a college assignment. There was so much work that went into it.
Yeah. Like, I got PR from Estate Cosmetics very recently. So yay. But, you know, they were, hey, we just want to send you our 2 new palettes for you to try out. They didn't say, hey, we want you to do a video on it. Nothing. And I was like, sure. And they sent it to me, and I was like really expecting them to send me something back being like, this is what we expect from you. Nothing. They just sent me the stuff, and I am going to be reviewing it because I do want to try it out. But I like that there was no expectation that you have to do this and you have to do it by this day. That's creating a deadline. That's basically creating a project. People get paid for that kind of stuff. You know, no one does it for free.
And that's part of it, is if you're going to do the work, you deserve to get paid. Because even if you got to look at it this way, minimum wage is what, $7.25 still at this point for most places. It sucks. But anyways, even if they're sending you a palette and they're like, we want you to do a video, working minimum wage, the minimum it takes me to film a video, and that's an easy video, is at least 4 hours. For the most part, that ain't worth a free palette to me if they're expecting me to do this on their time frame. It's just not.
So here's a good comment from Adam. Brands think it's easy to take advantage of micro influencers because they should be grateful for exposure. So true.
But see, part of the thing is also, I think brands should be exposing people who are just buying their product anyway.
Yeah, so we buy a ton of makeup. Like Betsy, you're buying makeup like literally every day, right? So
Pretty much.
I mean, me too. So there are very few brands that if I go ahead and I do a look, I do a video, I do really high quality photos, whatever, I post them to my page or I do a reel, whatever. Very few times a brand will actually repost or share it to their story or something like that.
I find that it's like usually the very small brands that are willing to do something like that. Like Blend Bunny will repost if you tag them. Davina will repost if you tag them. I just bought a new highlighter from a brand called Phytosurgeons, and they're a very, very small brand out of Canada. And they reposted one of my things, not on their stories, but like in their, not in their feed, but on their stories. And like, it's just, yeah, like I find like these smaller brands are willing to do this. Speaking about like what was it? Adam said brands think people should just be grateful
for exposure.
I've seen the reverse of that. I've seen the reverse of that, where influencers, like large influencers, will go to brands and be like, "Hey, you should get this to me for free, and I will call out I'll like name drop your brand, and you'll get exposed to this number of people." And they want free stuff. Like, I think that's like disgusting. That somebody thinks they can get like a free wedding cake just because they're like an influencer.
See, and that's something I don't like. Like, I'm not going to reach out to a brand to expect anything for free. If I want to try it, I want to try it. Nor am I going to expect a brand to sit there and try to get me to do work for free. Like, I get people, the amount of stuff that people are like, I want to send you this, but I want you to do a review. I'm like, no. I mean, I get it all the time.
But also on that same note, there's nothing wrong with, if you are a micro influencer, to reach out to a brand and say, hey, do you have a PR list or a PR program that has room on it? I'm interested. You're allowed to go do stuff like that.
Oh yeah, no, I don't. So trust me.
It's more of when you're like, oh, hey, like I have this many followers. If you send me this, I'll shout you out. That is a little.
Yeah, that's a little. Yeah. See, and like, I don't hate anybody playing the game. I mean, it's all part of it. It's like, you know, when people sit there and complain about the Kardashians, I'm like, I could care less. They've got hustle. They're doing their thing. Whatever they need to do, go for it. Whatever you're comfortable with, go for it. But the big thing with it is don't expect someone to give you something for free because of who you are, one. Just because you think you deserve it. And two, as a business owner, don't think that just because you give something away for free that you should get all this other stuff back in return, because it's still work.
Yeah.
Okay, so quick question for anyone in the group chat. Because I wanted to ask, does anyone know who Candy for Beauty is? I just want to know if anyone knows this, because I got a thing about it. And I'm very, after Killing Queen, I'm like, I want to make sure anybody that I talk to is real.
I know. Okay.
Like legitimate.
Yeah.
I haven't heard of them. Just through you, Nadia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, what's next? Okay, so Samantha March's highlighter that was in the little palette that she came out with is now a single. So this is great for her. I'm not the biggest fan of Ofra highlights. I'm really not I haven't tried anything. Well, I've tried the gloss, but I'm not the biggest fan of Ofra highlights. I feel like I don't know if there's too much like base pigment in them. They just don't look the best on my skin. I'm not sure if it's the way that the metallics are, but they're not my favorites. And when she came out with her palette stuff, it wasn't anything I was super interested in. But I know a lot of people loved it. But at least they did this as a single. I guess this is what people wanted, I guess. But yeah. So Amy Loves from Amy Loves Beauty has a code if you're interested. But I don't feel like this is like a super unique highlight.
No.
Sorry. Okay. It's Belle Pearly Gates Loose Pigment Swatches, May the 16th. These look really pretty, but I have enough loose stuff that I never touch.
Yeah. I'm not really into loose. As someone made a comment on that where they said, why, oh, right there, that K-Paul 07 or whatever, why wouldn't you put sifters because loose shadows are messy as is? I agree with that. I feel like all loose product stuff should have
Yeah.
a sifter.
Yeah, I'm not into loose powders. I have a loose highlighter from Juvia's Place that they sent me accidentally, I think. I can't remember what that story was, but I used it once because it's messy as hell. I have a loose powder that I use, my milk loose powder, and like that's like as far as I'll go.
I mean, like I have loose glitters that I'll use. Like today I used the Trixie Cosmetics. I think they're the sprinkles ones, but hers are actually eye safe, the little teeny tiny ones. Like she has glitter that is actually eye safe. I pull the sifters off of those because I'll get my brush into the glue and then dip it in there. It keeps it from being so messy, but I can't do that with a highlight.
I feel like this though is just like loose mica. Like it's just loose mica pigment. It's just, why couldn't you just press them and make them into
I would have rather it be pressed.
Yeah.
So Betsy, like with the loose glitter, are the particles heavy enough that when you open like the lid, do they stay in place or do they like fly everywhere?
Oh no, they'll fly everywhere.
Okay, so they're not like heavy enough. Okay.
Yeah, no, they're like the super, like it doesn't even feel like Trixie's glitters like that doesn't even feel like a normal, even micro glitter. It is like, feels like powder. It's soft to the touch. Now there are other ones that she has on the website, but I think it's the sprinkles. It's the teeniest, the smallest one. There's ones that are made for like body and hair, but then there's some that are actually made for eye safe. And like, I have 4 colors in it. I'll probably buy more because it's so rare to find a glitter that is actually eye safe. And they're pretty. So, okay, next up, what else do we have? Oh, I'm on the wrong thing. Again.
They might make good nail polish though.
Yeah.
Again, I still have in my couch from doing dip powder nails, hot pink dip powder, because I was doing it and the dogs bumped it and yeah.
Of course they did.
Yeah.
Of course they did. They jumped on you probably like to kiss you and you're like, I'm doing my nails.
Yep.
Just use your pressed eyeshadows.
Yes.
Okay, I love this orange. That burnt orange. It's really
I really want to buy that orange coral lip kit so
Those are
bad
so
that I'm
good
like,
on
I
you.
don't need more lipstick. I really just don't need more lipstick.
I was going to buy both of these, but then I thought about it. 90% of the time I wear a nude lip, 1. 2, as beautiful as both of these are, I will use them once, maybe twice, and then I'll never touch it again. I have orange, I have dark brown, both of them from Prapa that I think I've put on my lips 1 time each.
Actually, too.
So, I mean, it's
Just
not that I
really.
minded. It's just I know that I will never use it, especially in liquid lipstick form. And they're not super expensive because they're for the kits, it's $49 and it comes with 4 products. So that equals out to about $12.50 each. So that's not terrible. That's actually about drugstore pricing. So I don't mind it. And I love Nima Tang. She is absolutely amazingly beautiful content creator. She used to do the series, The Darkest Shade. And I mean, it was awesome because it really brought to light a lot of things in the beauty community about colors there definitely not being enough shades.
She just got a job at CVS.
Yes.
She just announced it. I think she's been with them for a few months now, but she got a job as she's the very first like influencer to have a position at CVS like this. It's like the inclusivity something or another. I don't know. She mentioned it in one of her recent videos where it's like, after YouTube, what am I doing now kind of a thing. Mm-hmm. So I recommend watching that.
I guess just a reminder to viewers, you don't always have to buy an influencer collab product to support that influencer. You can do it in so many other ways. So don't ever feel tempted or pressured into, having to buy a whole Nima Tang lip kit because you want to support her.
Watching her videos, liking her videos, sharing videos is a great way to support any influencer. That is, to me, a lot of times that is a great way to help any influencer grow and reach new audiences. Because YouTube only cares about the likes. You know, the more likes you get, or even dislikes. But anytime you have an opinion enough to put that on there, it helps you out in the algorithm.
And
Speaking of that, make sure everyone likes or dislikes this video.
yes.
Okay, next up, what do we have? Oh, red velvet. Already did that. What is this?
Oh,
Oh, this is from the Halo Moon collection.
Yes.
I can't wait to see what the whole thing's going to look like.
Ooh, that green to yellow to pink looks divine.
It really does. I can't wait to see what the whole thing looks like, because then that will help me decide. This is part of the collab for, I think we've already talked about this, the Cleona and Emily Violet Marie.
You guys ever realize how similar the logo for Cleona and Lethal look?
Yes, they kind of
Very similar.
I was almost like, oh, it's Lethal. Oh, wait, no, it's not.
So I think that is about it. Let's go to regular.
Sherry asked, is it a collection or just that one? If you mean Davina, Halo Moon is a collection. I think she's going to have 6 shades.
But we still don't know everything. Like, I think she's only sneak peeked a couple.
Like 3 of them, I think.
But they were like in videos and stories. So like some of them have already been deleted and stuff like that.
Yeah. Who needs a yellow lip balm?
Well, it doesn't show up yellow.
But it's like, but why have so many colors?
I think the question you need to ask is who needs a $23 lip balm?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, this is a part of their Hangover RX line.
Okay, so I have no issue with Too Faced coming out with these. I have expensive lip balms, and crap, I just showed you all the Gucci one. So,
I spent like $30 on Strayvectin, so.
And the different colors, Nadia, if you're wondering, they're different flavors.
Yeah, I was just
yes, I'm gonna eat my lip balm. I'm gonna look like a toddler.
They only named 4 flavors. What's the 5th one?
So let's see. There's Watermelon Kiss. I'm guessing it's that one. Banana Kiss.
Yellow.
Cocoa Kiss would probably be the brown one. Mango Kiss would probably be that one, and maybe the other one's like.
It's probably just a plain one if you don't want a flavored one.
Maybe it's unflavored.
Unflavored.
Probably.
So they have one for me.
So Too Faced is definitely, I used to love them. Now not so much. They have fallen off the wagon.
What was it that you really liked about Too Faced in the past?
When I first really got into makeup, they were different and unique with a lot of their colors and stuff like that. Their packaging was cute. I loved that they were kind of playful. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love the girly pink aesthetic. So there were things like that. And I do love the cutesy packaging.
I love their liquid lipstick formula. Just gonna say.
I used to love. They used to have this. Was it with the Queen mascara?
Queen size.
That big old fluffy brush. I loved that thing. I loved it so much.
But yeah, I mean, they've just between controversies and them not being like as I said, they used to be more unique than what they are. Like the chocolate bar palettes and stuff like that. That was so different compared to what everybody else was doing. Yeah, but now. Not
Did they do the pumpkin spice one? Is that Too Faced?
Yes.
Teresa loved that one, right? I know she picked up one recently that she loves. Zach says, Pillow Balm is so phenomenal feeling, though. I hate that they did it so well.
Well, who knows if they do a sale or if this is included in like one of the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty, I might pick one up to test it out. Yeah. Because if it's getting that kind of reviews, because I love a good lip balm.
Yeah.
What are you eating, Nadia?
Share.
I got hungry. So I got white cheddar Cheeto Puffs.
Makes me want to break my fast like right now, but I have no food.
I was kind of just like.
Oh. Betsy, your daughter is weird.
Yes, I know. My goodness. Next up, what do we have? Ulta. What is this? K-Beauty is coming to Ulta. Wait, they already have K-Beauty. So I guess they're adding fresh.
Yeah.
Okay. So I've never tried anything from fresh. No, maybe. Don't need anything right now. What is
Tina,
this?
have you ever tried? I think you had to try the Fresh. You got a sample of it, like lip stuff.
Did
I
I?
think it was like a long time ago.
Did I? Did you take it?
You know how many samples you have? She gives me samples. She's like, "Here's a sample."
If I gave you the sample, then I probably didn't use it.
I want to try
That's
this.
probably what happened, to be honest.
This Kiko Milano stuff looks actually really luxurious.
I know. I want to try it.
You know, earlier we were talking about all these drugstore companies who are like starting to look like Chanel with
Yeah.
the Chanel's lipstick, and this is what we're talking about. It's like, this looks so good. This looks very tactile.
I want to try a blush and a bronzer.
I just want to touch it. I want to like rub my finger over the packaging.
Mhm.
Danny, why is Kiko a pass?
I do love that packaging.
Yes,
Yes,
Danny,
we need to
tell us
know.
more.
Please tell me more, Danny. I need to know.
This looks so luxurious.
Oh my
Like
God,
that is
this-
Charlotte Tilbury.
Yeah.
That's
That-
nicer than Charlotte Tilbury.
Yeah, like the cover of it looks way nicer. Oh, so
Oh
cute.
my gosh, why are these so beautiful? I
And they're
don't need
not
it.
very expensive.
So
Like, how much is the quad if you can scroll down in that?
uh
The
about
eyes
16.
are $16. Oh my God.
so
Is Kiko Milano available in Canada? Because I think somebody was saying, I think maybe it was Cara C was saying something about she doesn't have access to Kiko Milano.
I think it's hard to get, but I'm sure we can figure it out.
there's something interesting about this. The way that they did this ombre lip being
Yeah.
side to side. I think it's pretty.
It
But
is.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, that's awesome.
Oh my gosh, should we do that next time where it's like dark to light?
Shade.
let's see. So yes, I want to know what the deal is with Kiko. If there's a problem,
Funny, they proved that whole scandal was a lie. Angelica has a video about it. So there was a scandal apparently, but it might have been a lie. Okay.
Which is not new to this space. I mean,
No.
we've seen the slander that's been happening against its spell.
I don't use Mac
Yeah.
very much anymore.
Mac is boring.
Okay, so this packaging, can you just go back? That center thing is beautiful, but then they ruin it with like this really cheap looking baby pink exterior. If that was like silver with that inside flower piece, that would have been beautiful.
Do you see how like it looks like it's a sticker on top of the clear little bit?
Center's not
That gap.
sticker. It's not centered at all. And I noticed that and it drives me nuts.
Yeah, that gap between like the pink and the where the stickers start, I don't like it. But otherwise, like it's really cute, like the aesthetic of it. Besides the whole,
Another fucking
just-
Mac thing with a sticker or
Mac just doesn't like. It reminds me of like whenever I go into JCPenney, I see Mac, and it's like, oh, white old woman, yes,
you
this
know,
is what I would buy.
I still
what
watch.
happened to Mac?
I still have a ton of Mac stuff. I just want to show you guys. That's how much I love my Mac blush.
I
would
remember when I was in high school and then my freshman year of college, my friends and I would go and hang out at the mall, and we would always go visit Mac Counter because they had all these beautiful collaborations, like especially when like the Disney villain collaborations came out, like that was just stunning, and I wanted all of those things. It was so beautiful.
Yeah.
Ew.
Mac has no interest for me at this point anymore. I wish that they did, because they used to be like the cool brand. And like whenever Mac was first around, it was so expensive. And I was like, I had babies at that point. And I was like, I can't afford this, but I always wanted to. But yeah, now it's like, it's nothing interesting. Next up, this is the P. Louise. What is this one? Eyeshadow palettes. All I see is Signs eyeshadow palette.
Dollar
It's
signs.
and monochromatic.
It is gross. Sorry. This looks
See, I will say I love their primer. That's what I use all the time.
Yeah.
And that's probably what I would buy, because I've thought about getting some of the colored primers, because generally they'll do like sets and stuff like that. You can get up the colorful primers. So, but other than that,
This is boring. The packaging is like, I have 2 P. Louise palettes, and the packaging is so freaking obnoxiously big. Jeremy, do me a favor. Over on that shelf, there's 2 P. Louise palettes. Second,
huge. You won't miss them.
yeah, you won't miss
Massive.
the palettes.
Wasn't P. Louise canceled?
No, she canceled herself for
The big ones. Over. Second
but
shelf.
I thought
Yes.
there were actual issues though.
She did, because she had a black boyfriend and used or rapped the N-word or something. And I don't know the whole details about it. It was after I had bought these 2. But
I thought it was Kathleen Lights that said the
she did
N-word.
too.
I'm sure there's more than one person.
Yeah, that happens all the time. So
Unfortunately.
this is the Worldy palette.
Shit, that's big.
Look.
It's heavy too, I've heard.
Yes, it's extremely heavy. And then this is the love
Betsy, those
cake.
should be your new weights. Do some exercise.
Oh, okay. So Danny, if I'm getting it right, it seems like she said the N-word because she's dating
a black guy.
Right. And then she came out and canceled herself because people were canceling her. I don't know if I like that.
She's a weirdo.
Yeah.
But even beyond her as a person, like this looks like a Jeffree Star palette, and the color story is weird. Like I don't need all those like I don't know. Like this hurts my brain. This isn't
Hearing her
organized way.
say that she canceled herself, even though the other, it's like someone like saying, "Oh, the boss is about to fire you." Walking in the office and be like, "I quit."
Yeah.
I'll tell you this, Tori. If I were to choose a weapon, I'd choose the hockey puck. The
Yeah,
hockey puck is,
Too.
yeah,
At least it doesn't feel dirty.
exactly. And I own those. I won't buy anything else from them because of all that stuff, especially because it felt like when she came out with the canceled collection, even if people forgave her, the way that she acted with it was, I don't know, it just felt dirty. You know what I'm saying? Like people tried to cancel me and this is what happened. No, that's not how that works. You know, don't use it as and now as a marketing ploy.
Is this the men makeup?
Yeah. This is the A-Rod brand.
A-Rod.
So, okay, I had issues with this, but then at the same time, I'm kind of like, okay, maybe, but like then the shade range sucks. So my first reaction was, why? Why is this necessary? Makeup is gender neutral. But then I got to thinking about, okay, well, maybe for like cis straight men who aren't so comfortable buying like a Nora's foundation or like whatever, maybe it would be more
Discreet. Kind of like if they brought it to work, they'd be like, "Oh, it's just a lip balm."
I don't know. I still don't get it. Like, I just don't get it. Like, does A-Rod even wear makeup?
Maybe this could also be something that is like a company that like Dick's Sporting Goods will carry. So like men can go and buy their baseball bat and their foundation color.
Yeah. It got me back to, I think it was like a couple of weeks ago that we talked about, was it Little Yachty or someone who came out with that nail polish, the gender neutral nail polish?
I think so.
I think so,
but like, I feel like with nail polish, like, I don't know. Because I was like, oh, okay, this is kind of cool. It's different. But now I'm like, okay, well, isn't this kind of the same thing?
Okay,
Just
so
really
here are a couple of thoughts. Like with the Little Yachty nail polish, the design of the bottle and stuff like that was something super unique.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit more understandable. And let's face it, I mean, a lot of nail polish is, you know, you got lots of glitters and sparkles and shimmers and all that kind of stuff. But there are plenty of makeup brands that already have super gender neutral packaging between like Milk Makeup.
Or like Ordinary.
The Ordinary. Marc Jacobs. You know, there's a lot of them that are already super gender neutral. 2, buying makeup, 1, there's only 8 shades in this, okay?
I know
it's not going to match. So if you're wanting it to be discreet for this cisgender man, this ain't going to be discreet because he's going to look like the rest of us did back in the late 90s and early 2000s with the pumpkin face.
Can you highlight technically Tracy's comment?
And I also agree with Zach's. He said, "I don't feel comfortable with the idea of feeding or lessening the impact of making money from toxic masculinity."
Yeah.
Yeah, as a queer man, I feel very uncomfortable with this makeup line because I feel it is saying wearing makeup equals femininity and femininity equals bad. And if you're a man who wants to wear makeup, you have to hide it. You have to fit into this like toxic masculine exterior. And this like the last 10 months of me wearing makeup and playing with makeup has been me fighting against those internalized, like the internalized misogyny that I have within myself that is like very disgusted by my own femininity. And I've been growing and learning and loving that part of myself, like the feminine side of myself, and playing with makeup. And I don't need another brand to come out like this because these already exist. War Paint is another company that does this. And like, I don't need this to be normalized. I want what already exists to be okay. You know, I don't know if I'm making any sense. I haven't thought about it too much. It just, I get angry.
That is part of it. I mean, being a mother of boys, you know, I try to teach them that, you know, between toys, between video games, whatever they see, that there's nothing that is specifically for girls. There's nothing specifically for boys. It's like this thing where men are taught from when they're little, well, boys don't cry. You know, what's wrong with being emotional? What's wrong with getting upset? You know, this is the rule. Like here in my area, the toxic masculinity is so present. It's scary because those are the people, to me, like a lot of times whenever you've got people who are that toxic masculinity set, those are the ones who are like, well, what were you wearing? Like if a girl, you know, or you need to cover up because this might happen. Why are we always, and this is coming from the standpoint of being a mother, why are we always laying the blame on our girls and not teaching our boys responsibility?
And why is it always about making men fucking comfortable? Like, fuck all the way off.
Like, it's not, and also on top of that, because I feel that way towards women at the same time, it's like, I would have friends in school that were like really emotional, because I mean that's how they were. They were guys that were emotional and they were very feminine. They were like, they weren't gay, but they were understanding. Mm-hmm. And it was like they would get bullied, you know what I mean, and things like that. I'm like, but why? Just because they understand other people is the problem.
Yeah.
I mean, I have strong feelings about it. I mean, you can ask Nadia and Jeremy, like the boys are taught from a very early age. What is the golden rule? You ask either one of the kids, or even with Nadia, consent is key. And on top of that, it's just, I don't know. This just to me feeds into the culture to just sit there and make men comfortable and make women, you know, it's now, again, it's an exclusivity thing. Mm-hmm. We're not going to use your product, kind of, you know what I mean? We're too good to be on your level. We need stuff that's for us. I don't know.
My first instinct with this, and I was like, why is this necessary? There's
I think your first instinct was right.
Yeah, I'm like, there was already shit like this on the market.
Mm-hmm.
It's already there. It's already existing. This is just another one of those, oh, here are my vitamins. This is why I look the way I am, aka J-Lo, cash grab. Mm-hmm. You know?
And I think instead of worrying about making people comfortable with the way things were, because I get so sick and tired of hearing the things of, well, that's how it's always been done, or those types of phrases. Instead of worrying about staying in your lane and doing things the way that they've always been done, is changing things to make it where everybody can be comfortable and feel like they're loved. It doesn't matter who you are, what's between your legs, what color you are, everyone is freaking equal, period.
Like, I'm sorry, there's nothing feminine about this bottle.
No.
And even if there was, it doesn't matter. Men can still use it. Like, men need to get over this idea that they need an exclusively masculine thing. Like, what do you want? Do you want your foundation bottle to look like a cock? Okay.
So here's my thing. Are there men out there that are actually asking for that? Because I feel like it's either men that don't wear makeup, or if they're going to, they'll just go pick up a freaking bottle of whatever.
Like, if you, like, newscasters, men who are on TV wear makeup every fucking day, and they don't make a fucking stink about it or come out with a makeup brand to like make men like me feel like shit for wearing like women's products. Like, it's not women's products. And I'm tired also, let's just say that, like, to pile on this dog pile, fragrances are gender neutral as well. Like, I don't need to go to Macy's and see men's fragrances and women's fragrances. It's all fragrance.
Exactly.
It's like the Tom Ford, Betsy, I think you have. It's for both. I mean, instead, it's a beautiful bottle. It's a beautiful fragrance. It's like a very clean, very nice smell. And it's like, why? If you just want to smell good, smell good.
I think all Tom Ford fragrances are considered gender neutral. Like,
Same as Joe Malone.
Joe Malone, and then there's Replica. There's a whole bunch of brands out there. I would say Nest also, like,
even like my YSL Black Opium bottle. Like, I feel like
there's nothing feminine about this.
Black Opium looks beautiful. I want that.
Even if it's
so pretty,
even if it did have more of what's considered gender, like more of the feminine aesthetic, what does it matter? You know,
I want to go buy like Armani Code, like the one that Steven wears. I could freaking buy it. I don't care. Like,
Rupi, it smells so good. You need to own it.
Like, well, whenever I was a teenager, I used to Hugo Boss. That was a men's cologne. Was one of my favorite fragrances to wear.
Yeah,
and you know,
thought so many times, like when I'm just like, I don't have my perfume hat. I've just used Varun's cologne. I don't care. It's just it.
But
it's in the bottle.
I don't know. There's so much to this whole conversation about it. You know, I remember like whenever the kids were little and Nadia would like have her Tinkerbell dress up clothes and she would dress the boys up. And my in-laws would say, well, why are you letting them wear that? Why does it matter? You know, what you wear isn't going to change your sexual orientation. That's not how that works. Yeah. And, you know, teaching people that this is the only way to be a man, or this is the only way to be a woman, or not even a woman, because it's not okay enough just to be a woman. You need to be a lady. You need to be proper. If not, you know what I'm saying? So for women, it's not okay enough just to be a woman.
Yeah.
Where it is for a man. Well, that's boys will be boys. People don't say that about girls. You need to be a lady.
Yeah.
Why? Why doesn't he have to be a gentleman?
There's this amazing, beautiful soul on Instagram that I follow. I don't know I think Rupi, you might follow them as well. And I don't know how to pronounce their name. It's Alok.
I think they pronounce it Alok, but it's like, I feel like if I was saying it in our language without anglicizing, it would be Alok. But like, I don't know.
They're amazing and beautiful. And they were giving a lecture the other day on gender. And one of the things they were saying is, if we do an actual like scientific review of gender across all of the years that we've been like researching gender, we will see that the hypermasculine athlete and the hyperfeminine like beauty queen, those are the oddities. Like, it is weird that those exist. The norm is a blend and a mixture of everything. The norm is like the in-betweens. That's normal. Like a non-hypermasculine or non-hyperfeminine person is what's normal. And so we are striving, all of us, not all of us, but like the beauty industry is trying to force us to be these people that don't even exist.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I get that. I was watching, there's a documentary series on Hulu. It's all about gender and pride. It's called, the documentary series is called Pride. And they were talking about like some of the older gay couples that were out like in the 1920s and 30s. We're talking about, and there were videos and pictures, that it was much more acceptable to be out and gay in America at that time period than like after World War II. Because we've gotten it into our heads that it has to be like a certain way. Like, I just don't understand why people are made to feel less than so much so. It's like watching the Exterminate the Brutes series that was on HBO. When you actually go back, and there were certain things in history that even someone who's like me, who's obsessive about history, that I didn't know that because of immigration laws in the United States that Jews were turned away during World War II. That's terrible. That is atrocious behavior, and we're not even taught about this stuff. You know what I'm saying? I just don't get why we keep forcing, instead of trying to make things equal, it's like people just want to keep this division up and make it worse and worse and worse. I just don't understand it.
Yeah.
So
And this makeup line is the cause of all of that.
Mm-hmm.
well, I think I don't think that that's the thing with it. I just think that this is like it opens up the conversation a little bit more.
Yeah, for sure. I think if this was a poorly thought through thing, he probably has all the money in the world, and people are not going to tell him no. And so he's like, fuck it, I'm going to do it. Like Kanye with his terrible fashion line. You know, no one was willing to tell Kanye, don't do it. Don't do it, Kanye. This is ugly. This is terrible. No one told Kim Kardashian not to make those burn perfumes.
Whole shoes? They're like Crocs, but they're not Crocs. They're Yeezys, but they're sandals. But they go all the way around your foot, and they kind of look like alien shoes.
Yeah. Kanye, A-Rod, Kim Kardashian, they can all just get in a rocket and fly off to Neptune or Uranus.
Neptune and Uranus don't want them.
As I said,
Oh, I thought you were muted.
yeah, no, but one of the things, like, I don't know. As I said, this opens up the conversation that needs to be had, and a conversation that definitely needs to be said quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I mean, like, as I said, I have no issue with anybody who wants to wear makeup can wear makeup. If you don't want to wear makeup, then guess what? Don't wear makeup.
Yeah.
But that's just all part of it. So let's see if there's anything next. What is this? A CC cream from Revolution Pro. I don't buy anything really from Revolution.
Yeah, me either.
I'm not looking for any more foundation. I have enough. Oh my gosh. Rupi, do you still have that screenshot?
Brushes.
We're going to change your life.
Do you still have that screenshot of that? The life-changing thing? Because that annoyed me so much.
Oh, I don't think I had a screenshot. I think what I did was hang on, I'll show you. I'm not subscribed to him anymore, so.
They look like rougher brushes.
Because it was the ad you got from Beautylish, wasn't it?
No, it's his video. His video is titled, "These Can Change Your Life, the Goss Edit Collection." And then in his description bar, sign up for the new Goss Edit Collection. These are life-changing. They are not life-changing. They're just brushes, you guys.
They're just brushes. Don't fall for the hype. If you are looking for brushes like this, if you want these brushes, please buy them and enjoy them, but they're not going to change your life.
No.
They will not teach you how to put on makeup.
They're not going to make you live longer. They're not going to pull you out of debt. They're not going to buy you a new car. They're not going to do any of that. They just won't change your life. I'm sorry.
Well, I think part of it is like...
It might get you into debt, though.
I hate the thing on the end of them. That little like dongle, like the little hook thingy on the bottom. Why?
Are you supposed to wear them like around your neck like a necklace? Like you have like a collar, like a choker, and then like you got a string attached to the bottom of them, and you just like lift up the one you need to use.
Yep. And again, they're probably great brushes, and I have no issue. Like if you want to buy them, buy them. Spend your coin the way you want to spend your coin. I'm not going to judge anybody for what they want to buy. Again, the thing with it is they're not life-changing. And I have seen plenty of phenomenal makeup artists do stuff with Dollar Tree makeup and makeup brushes that is life-changing.
So Mrs. Necessary said, but they will pull Wayne out of debt. So they'll change his life.
Yes.
not ours.
Exactly.
I think I'm kind of over Wayne Goss. I love his blush palette that I have, and I will use that forever. It's what I'm wearing today. It's a beautiful highlighter. Like, look at that. I mean, let's be honest, that's amazing.
Yeah.
But he's been saying some things and acting in certain ways in the last like 6 months or so that's just felt a little privileged.
Yeah. I have one blush duo thing from him too, but I will not be buying anything further from his brand.
At this point, it's just not worth it for me to spend the money on it. I have a couple of brushes. I skipped the blushes. So yeah.
Oh yeah, that video, Tracy, it said sorry, and I thought he was going to be apologizing for something much bigger, aka what he's been saying and doing. And instead it was a sorry, I wasn't here because blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, okay, bye. That is when I unsubscribed from him, actually.
Same. He spent the first like half that video talking about being on painkillers for his root canal. And I'm like, honey, I don't care.
No.
Sorry.
Okay, so we did talk about the quad. We didn't talk about the blushes because there were
blushes.
These are gorgeous. Sorry, not sorry. They're beautiful. I bought
beautiful.
Every single color except for where's my mouse? This one, which is this is what one is this? Nude Venus. No, it's not. It's Divine Rose, I think, and Cherish. So I didn't buy these two pink ones. I bought all the others though.
What kind of formula are they? Because I'm seeing a little like reflection, or is that just the filter?
So if you look at the description box over here,
some of them are demi matte and the other ones have like a golden pearl is what she called it.
Yes. So
I think I need to step away during this segment or else I might I cannot buy these.
Okay, wait till they go on sale. I will tell you that. Like I bought them like because they had bundles and then I got 10% off of the bundles. But again, if you're not a Pat McGrath stan like I am, because I buy it and I will pay full price for it, wait till they go on sale because it won't be long because she will do a 30% off sale at some point and then you can get these for affordable prices, or at least more affordable than this.
The third one from the left is just calling my name. It looks like a beautiful eyeshadow and I just want that on my face.
Mm-hmm.
I've been wanting that one too, but you know what? They're not limited edition. They are permanent. So
Steven, I can see you messaging me with that stuff all over your face. I'm gonna look like the shaving cream talk that we had.
Yeah. Did anyone else get these in the chats? Anyone?
I don't know actually. I'm just seeing Danny's holding back. People are saying they're really overpriced. They are beautiful, but Kinky Sweat said they work best with a set base, so it's not for me. Ooh, might not be for me either because I don't like to powder.
Oh, you get the powder first, so you can't put this right onto your. Okay, I don't do that.
She used because I watched her video this morning. She used the LYS foundation, which isn't a foundation that kind of sets by itself. It kind of stays tacky. That may have something to do with it. Plus, she also said it may be the brush that she used because she did use like a big powder brush versus like a blush brush. So I don't know what actually they're going to do. And that's the thing about it is I want they're beautiful. Probably at some point I will buy the last two whenever a 30% sale goes on, but I don't wear a lot of pink blush. That's why I skip those.
I'm going to wait until a sale and hopefully like someone gives me a gift card and I can just buy it with that because then I don't have to pay for it.
Is it going to be at Sephora?
Yes.
They will be, yeah.
Okay.
But buying them, one of the things that I did like is like the trios, it brought them down from $38 each down to $32. So that makes it more of like a mid-tier almost. And then whenever you tack the 10% onto that, which saved it like $10, that made them under $30 each. So that wasn't terrible.
I'm confused. It says $58.
$38 for the blushes. $58.
Do you see that at the bottom? It says blush powder.
Brush do. Oh, the $58 I think is for, that was the palette. cost, and then the highlight was $48. I think they put the wrong price there because they're $38 each.
Okay.
$96 for a trio, and then $284 for all of them.
Isn't there also a highlighter?
Yes, and then the bundle that had the highlight, which is what I bought because I got Nymphet with that, was the palette, the little quad, the highlight, and the other blush, and that was $115.
Do they have the highlighter in these swatches anywhere?
I'm looking.
Also, Kinky Sweat is doing an extensive live on them right now. So we can all go watch the replay later. Natalia, thanks for that info.
I will say I love that gloss, even though I don't need gloss.
I used to have that Earth Angel gloss and I lost it, and my heart is kind of sad about it.
I love her glosses, but I don't need any more glosses at this point. I need to use some more up. But yeah, I don't see a swatch on the highlight. But I am excited for the highlight. And Kinky Sweat did say that this highlight wasn't like any of the other highlights that she's had before. So I guess it's not part of like the one that's in the trio or the hockey puck or the pink one. Too many to keep up with. Okay. Jouer blush sticks.
Did these already come out?
It says summer 2021.
I thought they already came out because we were like, well, why do we need because it was the same thing where it was a matte and a shimmer. Unless these are just more colors.
It might be.
It came out with these. I remember them because it was like, oh, why is there just like the same color on both ends, but one's a shimmer, one's a... And I feel like Kara C might have talked about it. She was like, I don't understand this. And I was like, me too.
Palette is so boring.
Yeah.
It's basic. The packaging is beautiful. I love those like the florals like that I don't know. But
Jouer was like...
Palette reminds me of ColourPop.
Like years ago, Jouer was like, while like MAC and all the other brands like Urban Decay were like in existence, Jouer was like, if you're like bougie, you would have Jouer. Like that was like the now, I guess, like Charlotte, Pat, all those. Yeah.
I think Nikki Tutorials used a lot from Jouer, but I don't know what it was that she used. I can't remember. I just remember the only time I ever heard of this brand was when Nikki Tutorials was using the brand.
She loved the foundation.
Yeah.
Is that what it was? Okay.
People loved their highlighter. Mm-hmm. Their highlighter was
the citrine one.
Yeah, I have it actually. I don't love it.
I know a lot of people loved that foundation because it was like super freaking full coverage. Like it would cover all your sins kind of thing.
It feels very silky, I will say. Like it feels nice. This color, I just don't like it on me. Oh.
Ooh, that's bright.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty. It does look like it might be a little light on you.
Well, you can really blend it out. I just felt like when I wore it on my cheeks, maybe it was that one time, it just pulled really green. Maybe I'll try it again. I don't know.
And don't use the green contour underneath it.
Yeah. I will avoid the green contours.
I think that we are, I mean, unless y'all want to talk about ColourPop, I think we talked about the Il Maquillage last time. And Amarizi, I think we are all caught up.
There was... Wow, was Indie really not that?
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot from Indie this time.
So has anyone seen the Darling Doll Cosmetics? They're in Houston. It's an indie brand. I think I've sent it to the group. Have y'all seen their palette?
No. I feel like we didn't even talk about Indie today. That's how like...
There was like nothing.
They have this gamer palette, and I think it's so pretty. I've been contemplating getting it. It has a light in it.
Oh, in the mirror?
Yeah.
That reminds me of when, was it Gerard Cosmetics that came out with the lip glosses that used to light up?
This is very cool. I like this a lot.
That's a pretty color story.
Are those glitters, Nadia?
No, they're like shimmer. It's not glitters.
Ooh.
But they're like shimmers.
How much is she?
Let me pull it up one second.
They're really pretty.
It's already back in stock, I think, unless it's sold out. I don't know.
Yeah, she only has like 4,000 followers. Like she's pretty new. And I've been watching the comments and everything, and she has like supposedly everyone they're saying like she ships really fast and things like that. So I've been like, been watching because I ain't trying to order something and not get it for 4 months. But the palette, it's $49.
This is what I wanted from the
Not bad.
Midas collection, the Midas palette. This is what I was hoping it would be on the inside with the outer packaging.
That's what the outer packaging looks like. It's very Final Fantasy.
I
Yeah,
love that.
I do too.
that's cute.
I'm all about the gaming life. That's so fun.
Games.
Gaming games. I like games.
What's that bubble tea looking thing?
It's a lip gloss. She does like little bubble tea lip gloss
cute.
and stuff, and I was like,
So
oh.
cute.
That's cute.
Nadia, this is like so your brand.
Yeah. This is
Because
like
I've been contemplating getting it, but it's like I need to. I want to see. I make. I'm like, I don't know. I'm wanting to look at the reviews. I'm wanting to look at everything before I order this. 'Cause I ain't trying to.
I feel like this $49 would have been better spent than the money that you spent on Killer.
No kidding.
Yes.
Yeah. I also think like the gaming palette from them is kind of what I had hoped from the fantasy palette from Game
From
Beauty.
Yes, I agree, actually.
And I just love how it's laid out. It's like,
You know what it's reminding me of? The Color Pro palette that I ended up ordering that we talked about last Magpies.
Mhm.
That's what it reminds me of, without the pink.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very similar to that. I would love this kind of color story from Natasha Denona, to be honest.
Yes.
This is what I dream of, a palette from her. I also wish that they had an option to buy it without the light, because I'm never going to use that. And I feel like I would rather spend $39 on a palette that didn't have that kind of a thing.
Also, is it like battery operated? Like, how long is this thing?
yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah, I have no idea. Well, there's a power button.
Yeah,
Huh?
there's the power button. It's like in the middle one.
I
It's
thought it
on
was
her
going to be
neck.
like solar powered.
Oh my gosh, like those solar powered calculators we had in grade school.
I forgot about those. They're like that big.
Aesthetic is definitely very like anime girl kind of thing. It's super cute. So
I'm not allowed to buy any more eyeshadow.
I'm not going to buy it.
Well, if I buy it, I'll let y'all know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nadia.
Rupi just helped me make my very first Terra Moons purchase, and I'm really excited for that. So that will be coming in the end of June, I believe. End of June, early July. So I'm really excited for that.
okie dokie. So I think we're going through all the makeup releases for the next year. But yeah, I had fun.
Me too.
Anybody have any questions, comments, concerns?
No.
Leave them down
Steven, your
below.
purple matches your shirt just
Yeah.
perfectly.
I know I asked Ryan for a purple shirt, and he gave me this one. I can't stop staring at my eyes. Sorry, guys.
I know. I'm just like, my daisies. They're so cute.
Everybody looks so cute today. But I guess that's it. So we will see y'all next time. The next one will be on mine again. So
Yeah.
I guess that's it. Love you guys.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.